everyone, welcome back. This is Sarah of the 𝗿𝗵𝗆𝗀𝗀𝐻𝑜�MECONOMIST.com. Today I'm going to show you the simplest fermented beverage that you can make for your family. The simplest, and one of the most delicious out of the Nourishing Traditions cookbook. It's one of the very first ones I tried many years ago when I was just very tentatively testing the waters of how to ferment foods and drinks myself at home. I didn't know anyone else who was doing it. I didn't really have anyone else to rely on other than just reading out of a book and running it up the flagpole to see if something would work. And this particular recipe is great for those of you, maybe you don't have a kombucha culture, maybe you don't have a kefir culture, maybe you just want to try it and see, is this something I want to do? Well, this is a great recipe for you to start out with. It's called Hindu lemonade, and it is out of Nourishing Traditions. I have modified it slightly to my family's taste, but it's something you can do this afternoon and get going fermenting and see if this is something that you want to incorporate into your kitchen routine. It's certainly a wonderful thing to do, making fermented foods and beverages for your family, because it adds a whole new dimension of health to your whole foods eating. It adds the probiotic aspect of foods to your eating, and that's something that you can't get necessarily when you eat raw, and it's certainly not something you get when you eat cooked food. Even if you're eating fresh from the farm, whole foods all the time, unless you have incorporated fermented drinks and fermented foods into your repertoire in the kitchen, you have not added that probiotic aspect, unless of course you're eating raw cheese and things like that. Those of course are fermented foods that are typically found in the kitchen. But most of the cheeses at the store are pasteurized, so unless you can find a raw cheese, it's not going to add that probiotic aspect. So let me show you how to make Hindu lemonade. It's so very simple. First thing you need are some lemons or some limes or a mixture. You need 6 to 8 lemons or limes, or a mixture of the two. I prefer both. Mixture, the lemon-lime flavor appeals to my family, so I have 3 lemons and 4 limes here. I've already juiced most of them. I've also got a ½ cup of liquid whey here, and this is raw liquid whey from clabbered milk, and I have a video on how to make this, and I'll link it up on the written part of the blog. But you cannot use whey from the store. You cannot use powdered whey or any sort of whey from the store. You have to make this yourself. I also have a ½ teaspoon of ground nutmeg and a ½ cup of 𝘊𝗵𝗆𝗃 and 2 quarts of water here. So this is how we're going to make our fermented lemonade. First of all, I'm going to quickly juice this last lemon, and then we'll mix everything up. And isn't this a great little juicer? I recommend you have a little electric juicer. They're wonderful to have. I got this, my husband and I got this for a wedding gift almost 20 years ago now. Can you believe it? So these things last forever. So get yourself a little juicer. And we've got the lemon lime juice here, and we've got our 2 quarts of water. And go ahead and pour your lemon lime juice into the water. You're also going to add your ½ cup of liquid whey, your ½ cup of 𝘊𝗵𝗃𝗃, which sometimes gets stuck, and you have to I should have done the 𝘊𝗵𝗃𝗃 first, because it's getting all stuck to the wetness on the inside of the funnel. Oh well, that's fine. And last but not least, we've got our ½ teaspoon of nutmeg. And that's it. That is all there is to it. Now, you're going to close the lid, and you're going to mix it up. And that's it. And we're going to place it right here. Get this out of the way. We're just going to place this on the counter for 2 days. And the probiotics that are in the raw liquid whey are going to act on that sugar. They're going to act on the raw lemon lime juice. You cannot use lemon lime juice out of the bottle from the store. It has to be fresh lemon lime juice or lemon, either one, whatever proportion you want. And it's going to act on that. It's going to create a fermented bubbly beverage in about 2 days. It's not going to be like a soda. Don't look for it to be that kind of a bubbly, but it will be slightly bubbly, slightly fermented. And then after 2 days, you're going to refrigerate this. I recommend that you leave it in the refrigerator for 1 to 2 weeks. You can drink it right away if you want, but the flavor will improve over time. So if you leave it in the refrigerator for a week or two, the nutmeg really comes out in the lemonade, and it really starts to taste really fantastic. Another option is also to bottle it. You can get some bottles from your local beer and wine supply store and bottle them, and after it's fermented for 2 days, you can bottle it and leave it on the counter for an additional 2 days to make it even more effervescent and more bubbly. We tend to not do that in my house. I just leave it on the counter for 2 days and then refrigerate it, and then the kids drink it. It's a great drink for when they come home from school, and a healthy beverage to give them a nice dose of probiotics in a very pleasant way. Sarah, the Healthy Home Economist, and I'm wishing you all the best in the kitchen. I'll see you back here next week.